Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Twat Talk. I'm your host, Roscoe M. And on the last podcast, I spoke about how I would perhaps bring more guests back on. And today is the day for that. I'm here with Aidan from the Imperial Academy. How's it going, lad?
Mhm. Hello, it's going wonderful. I'm so glad to be back here. Um,
Yay!
Things may have changed,
Slightly.
but I'm returning to my guest status. I've lost my
Yeah.
status I previously held, but that's okay. I like being a guest.
It's
I like
like when your mum and dad get back together after a divorce. Like they're at
yeah,
like the same family function.
can't say I relate, but okay.
So it's like your parents being at the same family function after separating.
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically what this is like after I booted you off the podcast for
After
being a
you
bollocks.
fired me from the job.
Yeah, after I told you to get the fuck.
Yeah.
No, I spoke about this on the last episode. Time just wasn't on our side. Our schedules weren't lining up, so we decided to stop co-hosting together. So that the
Yes.
podcast could actually get made. Then I made one episode and then fucked up and then left it for 7 months.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to come back to podcasting, where and when I've got time. So hopefully this is one of those instances.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Let's
hopefully I can
hope.
actually keep it going on a somewhat regular basis.
Yes.
Um,
And I hope be many more future guests to come.
yeah, I do have a couple
Yeah.
ideas of guests in mind. Again, I'm not like the last episode. I'm not going to say anything in case it falls through, but I
Yeah,
do have guests in mind that I want on the
absolutely.
podcast. So yeah, how's things with you? How's things like video wise and all that shit? I know
So
we talk about it
video
off camera, but
wise,
like
yeah. So I've been, as of recording this, I've been working on a couple videos.
I was gonna say you've
Well,
been
I'm
hard at
working on
work.
one video because I like to do one video at a time,
Yeah,
and
unlike me who writes like 7 fucking scripts at once and then leaves them all to die and works on something
yeah,
else.
no, I've just got undiagnosed OCD like that, so I have to do one video at a time. Otherwise, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna be too overwhelmed. So, the last video I did was Superstar Destroyers. That was
That was a
really
good video.
fun.
I like that one.
Yeah, and previously Ross was actually on my channel as a certain sassy droid who
Yeah.
I'm sure most people know and love.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you go into my playlists, you'll find all of the videos I'm in. It's
Yes.
under the collaborations playlist, and if you're listening on Spotify, head over to the YouTube that's linked, and then go to the playlist, and then go to collaborations.
Yeah, go there. You'll see Ross is in a few of them. Um,
Yeah, you'll see me
y-
hosting more or less an entire fucking video.
yeah. I was like, screw this, Ross. You take a video. I'll just take a back seat.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
you took a backseat in terms of the presenting, but then on the fucking post
yeah.
production side, you did a fair whack of work.
I did a fair amount of work.
Yeah.
It was hard, but it was very fun
Hmm.
because I basically had to use what non-existent artistic skills I had to draft up a character, and you can kind of see that in the character. He's not the most artistic or realistic depiction of
I mean, hell,
characters.
you're doing better than I am at the minute, fucking
Well,
in terms of artistic ability.
I gave it my best shot, and I think he turned out pretty all right. I mean, the excuse I make is that it's heavily stylized. That's the thing.
Hmm.
It's just heavy
Yeah, yeah. You
stylization.
you can make absolutely dog shit art, but if you say it's just your style, then people can't really fucking argue
Yeah,
with it, can they?
yeah. So I'm not an artist, but it's just my quote unquote style,
Hmm.
if you will. It's it's got its charm, I suppose.
Yeah, I
But
highly recommend checking out Aiden's stuff. Again, I'll link it
yeah.
all down below. Um,
Again,
to
my
solid
stuff is
work.
very niche and very weird,
It is very
and
niche.
yeah, it's but I like it. I'm
Mm.
so space buff, sci-fi buff, and I guess that's a bit more about me that I've never really I guess this is kind of me behind the scenes because like
Yeah.
I'm really committed to the bit. That's the thing. My whole
You,
channel is one big
yeah.
bit.
Essentially, yeah, your entire channel is just one big yeah, it's essentially just one
It's
bit
it's a bit.
that
It's
like
one
keeps
giant
going.
big bit that I am really that I just started one day and I was really committed to,
Can
and
you
will
really call it
continue
a
to
bit
be.
anymore when you're starting to work out like fucking lore? Can you really call it a bit?
Well, it's a TV show. It's a show. It's a show at this point.
So like
But
you've got Andor, you've got the Mandalorian, then you got the Imperial Academy.
well, I wouldn't exactly put it up next to Andor, which
I don't
is
know.
like
Can we stick it on Disney Plus?
um I would be honored.
Can you fucking
At that point,
imagine?
I would be if they were paying me, then by all means,
Fuck
take
yeah,
that.
I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I was
yeah.
saying before we started recording the podcast, I was doing a bit of I was gonna tell you this. I was doing a bit of editing today. I
Mhm.
was doing the because I like to subtitle all my videos. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I like to make them accessible to more people.
yeah.
That's like a thing I've started doing recently. Um,
Right.
Ironically enough, the one videos that I don't subtitle are podcasts because oh my
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
god, can you imagine me sitting down
Well,
and trying to
yeah.
like
I wouldn't
subtitle
like an
40
hour
minutes
long.
of rambling? Like sometime I'm pretty sure the longest podcast is like nearly 3 hours. It's like fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plus, at that point, like, there's no visual to go with it either. So, like, I don't know why you'd be
No.
watching it with no. Like, the podcast seems like a thing that's a bit more like you have to be able to hear it because
Yeah.
it's all conversation based and everything like that. Like, there's no other content to it really.
You
Um,
can't be deaf.
it sounds fucking awful, but like, it's mainly that this is meant to be the easy work for me at least.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a chill, laid back shit.
this is the laid back shit that's like
Mm,
minimal effort.
yes.
Um, but yeah, so I was doing a bit of editing earlier on, and it was to the video for March, and depending on when I upload this, it might be spoiling it.
Oh,
But
yes, yes.
Nero,
I've heard
my
about
favorite
them.
Devil May Cry character. So just a video about why I like Nero from like a gameplay perspective, like personality, all that shit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was doing a bit of we'll get into that in a minute. So
Yeah.
so I was doing a bit of editing to the subtitles, and of course I use Adobe's automatic transcribe feature that it has.
Mhm.
So basically Premiere Pro's got this wonderful feature that it will scan through your audio and it will time the text, you know, as well as it can, and it will try and get all the words you're saying and make subtitles out of it. And
Yes.
for the most part, it works. The problem is I have an accent.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. Scottish accent and automated subtitling systems don't tend to go particularly well together.
It's the same about most viewers. Most
um,
viewers comment on your accents if you have one.
yeah,
I know you're from
I've had a
England.
couple. Yeah, I've had a couple on the Devil May Cry 6 video. Commenting on the fact that it sounds like I'm saying Devil May Cry sex. I've had that comment a couple times. I know you've had a. Did you get
Oh,
one
I've
on
had
your? You've had one on.
many.
It wasn't your accent. Was it how like the pace at which you talk? Someone
Oh,
said you talk too slow or
yes,
something.
yes, no, so, I won't if you're watching this, you probably don't know who you are, but,
Fuck you.
he left no, no, no. He left the comment saying, "Thank God this has, like, negative 2 times speed or whatever." That accent is, like, unreadable.
Yeah,
That
that's what it was.
accent is
Yeah.
intense. That accent is intense, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
accent is intense. Which the thing, I don't think you have that intense of an accent.
Well,
Like in
I
terms of
suppose
Scottish accents, I'd say that ours is fairly
yeah, ours is
it's
it's
fairly
quite tame.
weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's quite tame. So just coming back to the Nero video quickly, you know, I'm going through the stuff
Going through the
and
motions.
Adobe's feature tries its best, but it doesn't always work.
Oh,
And at one point in the video, I said the words pause combo because I'm talking about Devil May Cry. You have to talk about the pause combo.
yeah.
And Adobe does this occasionally where it will read something that I've said and it will come up with something completely fucking different. In fact, I've started like what's the word I'm looking for? Like archiving a bunch of them. Like some of my favorite
Yes.
ones. But the one today, it changed the word pause combo to Paul's combo. And I'm like, who the fuck is Paul? Who's this guy? Who's this lad?
Oh,
Who's
Devil May
Paul?
Cry.
Paul do. Some of my other favorites were in the Nier Automata video. I said, I've been Roscoe M. I'll catch yous later. And it came up with Ivan Roscoe M. I don't catch Solaire. And then also another recent one was when I was talking about the Great Deku Tree in
Oh,
Ocarina
right.
of Time. And it changed it to the Great Decorator, which I still think is one of my favorites. The Great Decorator.
The Great Decorator.
Truly, the greatest of our time. But
House
yeah,
flipper
so
players be like.
sorry.
House flipper players be like.
House Flipper Player, the Great Decorator.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think Adobe can be quite funny that way. And it can be quite strange.
I use DaVinci.
You use DaVinci. But yeah, just coming back to the accent thing, I don't think our accent's quite tame in comparison. Particularly out of the two of us, you probably have the tamer accent.
Well, I mean, it depends also. I guess to some people who've never heard like the Scottish accent
Yeah, if you've
before.
never heard it before, like
Yeah, some people don't even know what our accent is, and like,
yeah,
what accent is that? You know,
yeah.
it's like,
I
yeah,
ironically enough, I think before I've stood next to someone, and I think it was like I'm trying to remember this. It was like me and an Irish person that I was
right.
out on a night out, and we got talking to this Irish girl, and there was somebody English nearby that fucked up the accents and thought they were
All right.
swapped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you fuck that up? Like,
So did they think you
so
were
so they
Irish
thought,
and they were?
yeah, so they flipped the accents round. I don't think
Right.
they were English actually. They might have been American, and they
Mm,
flipped the accents round on what one was what.
yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly because I was half pissed at the time, but I'd had a couple drinks, so
Yeah.
I don't
A
fully
couple.
remember it. But yeah, no, it was. I don't know. It always like it does annoy me to a certain extent, but then also to the same respect, you ask me to tell apart different fucking state accents in America, and I don't have a
Yeah.
fucking clue.
Like all I know are like Boston and Texas.
Yeah, I can get
Texas.
like areas of the U.S.
Yeah.
rather than like specific states, but I do
Like
know that specific states do have their own accents.
if you get me to tell the difference between like a Los Angeles accent, if Los Angeles even has an accent,
Probably
and a
just Californian, you would count it as.
Wyoming accent, like
Such a random
would
state.
do. Yeah,
You ever looked
Ohio.
at Wyoming on a
As
map?
to say, it's
Wyoming's
no.
just a big fucking square. Like,
That's just America. That's just most places in America.
no, like you get Florida, for example. Florida's got like an interesting shape, and then you just get Wyoming, which is just a big fuck off square in the middle. Like,
Like a fucking
and
square.
and according to Americans, apparently it's got like next to fuck all in it. So
Well, I'd imagine I would say that for most places in America. Besides Florida, everyone's in Florida.
there seems to be an awful lot of men in Florida. Awful lot of Florida men.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's a place in America, a town I think called Normal, and headlines with it for people who've done
Normal
crimes are
man.
just
Yeah.
normal man robs bank.
As opposed to the Florida man.
Florida man.
I swear they need to
We
make
need
like
to
a fucking
talk about.
superhero series about Florida men.
Oh yeah, we do.
Like,
We do.
I think you've got a good fucking show there.
Speaking of Florida,
Oh dear,
you know what time it is.
Devil May Cry time.
Yeah, take it away.
What the fuck do you want me to say?
Go say something. Say something about Florida.
A fucking Florida man wrestles alligator.
Broke Ross on his own podcast.
Yeah, Jesus fuck. Like, what do you want me to say? I thought you wanted me to like say something about Devil May Cry, and you're like say something about Florida.
No,
What
I'll
the
say something
fuck?
about Devil May Cry. They're related.
D- I guess that Virgil's trying to expand his national park status.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. There's a reference that
So
some
you,
people in the
so,
thing might not get.
yeah. So Ross, you like Nero? Don't you?
Oh, we're coming
You're
back to
Nero,
this.
man.
Okay. Yeah,
You like Nero.
I mean I made a whole fucking video about why he's my favorite Devil May Cry character.
Mm.
So yeah, I'd say Nero's a favorite.
See, the thing is, more of a I'm more of a Dante guy.
No,
First.
you've never mentioned.
Yeah. I'm
Not
just
once.
so the thing is, we both kind of like Devil May Cry to the audience members.
Yeah.
We're fans. We've been
Enjoyers,
binging
you could
it
say.
lately.
I've
Uh,
binged through. I've played 3, 4, and 5 in order.
Yeah.
Recently, and then I'm having to play through 3 and 5 again
Yes.
because
Yes.
my fuck. So
What?
ignoring that, yeah, I
What?
decided I decided because my
What?
dumbass decided that I would get 3 special edition and 5 special edition on consoles. So I'm having to play through them again, but like I don't mind. It's an excuse to play more fucking Devil May Cry, isn't it?
Yeah. I would describe playing Devil May Cry like waves.
Mm.
Kind of,
Yeah,
like,
and
okay, I've had my fill, and then months down the line, I'm like, I'm itching to play some more Devil May Cry.
yeah.
So it is.
There's nothing quite like it. It's like an addiction that you
Yeah.
just can't get rid of.
Which is not a good thing, but hey, we ball.
It's basically what
Dante
it is.
main.
It's a fucking
Dante main
addiction.
ball.
We Dante main.
Yeah.
That
So
moment when you
anyway,
main Dante.
that's my little tangent on Devil May Cry. I'm not sure if you want to
No,
get back on.
I'll quite happily keep it fucking going. But yeah,
Right.
no. So going through the games right now has completely derailed the plans I had for videos. Because I was like, oh, I'll make this video and then I'll make this video, and it's just been fucking derailed by I want to play Devil May Cry and talk about it again.
Yeah.
So I've now diverted attention away from other videos that I'd like to point out videos that have like finished scripts and just need to be like VO'd and edited.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I shall make a video from scratch instead of instead of working on these ones that are already like halfway done. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I can't stick to a project. I just go with what gives me dopamine at the time.
No,
And at the minute, I'm on a total Devil May Cry kick.
I have to do one video at a time, as I said, because
Yeah.
it's just I would freak out if I was doing 5, 6 videos at a time. I would
Yeah.
lose my mind. You know.
For me, it's a thing of like having the variety and being able to just bounce between them. So one day I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood to talk about The Last of Us, so I'll move to The Last of Us script, and then I'll be like, Devil May Cry, and then I move to that script.
Yeah.
But at the minute, I'm just total Devil May Cry brained.
The thing is, as well, I like to tell my audience, okay, this is a video that you're gonna get next. Give me some
Yeah.
time, okay?
Yeah,
You know?
you do that. To be fair, I don't give the audience any fucking previews, unless you count these
No.
podcasts occasionally spoiling upcoming videos.
Yes. Yeah.
But like aside from that, like I don't give the audience like a heads up on what's coming. I like to surprise them with it.
Yeah.
I like to just jump out of the bushes once a month and go, bah, here you go, this video. Like,
and then retreat back in.
Yeah, then retreat back into my fucking cave and
Okay,
wait for
yeah.
next month.
Um, Meanwhile, I do the same, but I'm just like, hey, video coming at some point. It's gonna
Sorry.
wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna
I don't
retreat
know why
back
I
into the cave
expected like
now.
the hey to just end with like a hey,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, I'm
hey, oh.
shouting from the distance to people.
It's that fucking video, that one where it's like, hey, what's your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you. It's that video.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh god. Yeah, no, I didn't actually talk about this on the last podcast, but I got you already know about this. I got like a board to help me get through
right,
writer's block.
yeah.
Did I tell you about the board?
Yes, you did. You sent me a
Yeah, I
picture
did.
of it.
I did, yeah. So currently sitting behind me, there's just I don't know what you call it, like a cork board, the one that you can like put
Yeah,
pins into. Um and I've got a bunch of post-it notes and fucking red string to like help
he's got
me get through
he's got
writer's block. I've went full conspiracy theorist.
yeah, he's done that Charlie Day the meme image of him smoking a cigarette at the board and just losing his mind. So he
Yeah,
has
pretty much.
this is a stage that Ross is at
I'm fucking
with
losing
the
it.
videos. He's losing it.
Um yeah.
Too much devil
So
may cry.
Devil May Cry. So yeah, so I've got that going on, and I've just got like a bunch of stuff up there right now on Devil May Cry like scripts. So
Yes.
I've got ideas to I was talking to you about this
Yeah.
about potentially remastering some old videos.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
And the main ones I wanted to do first would be DMC3,
Mhm.
DMC5, and DMC Devil May Cry.
Uh-huh.
I'd want to remaster those, particularly DMC Devil May Cry,
Yes, you like
because
that game.
I I do like that game, and I don't think the video is just like not up to the standard that I would want it to be. Um, it's because the video has like really stunted presentation. It doesn't have any music to it, so it's really awkward to listen to.
Yeah.
Whenever I again, because the delivery is so stunted and like there's a lot of pauses and stuff, so there's no music there to even fill the gap.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if I gave the game like the proper shakedown that I want to, so I think I
Yeah.
might go back to
Yeah.
that one.
Shakedown. Wow.
Yeah, shakedown. DMC 5 is more remastering just for the sake of like it's a set. I'm essentially just doing like what do you call it, like a Last of Us Part 1 where I re-release the thing with better graphics and
Yeah,
don't
pretty
change
much.
anything about it.
Just make it more shiny,
Yeah, pretty much. I just want to do that. I
polish
just
it.
want to like update it a bit, and
Yeah.
because it because that video came out right before I switched cameras.
Yeah.
So I'm not super happy with like the actual video quality that's on display.
It's a
So
fun
I'd
video to
probably
make
redo that
though.
one. Yeah. I think it
I was
was
in that video.
yeah, you were. You were in that and 3 as well.
Yeah,
The
I was in
DMC3 video.
3.
Um
Don't know why, but there you go, I
yeah,
was,
you were there.
I guess.
The DMC3 video I want to redo because my opinion on it has changed.
Yeah.
I said at the time it was disappointing, and when I first played it, yeah, it was. But upon multiple replays now, like I don't know what happened between that initial playthrough and then like the one that I did recently, but like a lot of my issues that I had with like level design and things like that just didn't seem to
Yeah.
fucking exist.
Became based.
Like I don't know what it was. It was like it's as if the game was just all of a sudden better.
Oh no,
Like
it's the best game in the series, there's no doubt about it. I'm gonna die on that hill.
see, I
And
disagree
oh,
with you. I
fair
disagree with
enough.
you.
Fair
I
enough.
if DMC3 played like DMC5, I'd say it's the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
probably my one
still
thing. If I could
think it's the best.
equip all weapons and like all guns, and I could switch styles in 3,
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Well, the
I don't
thing
know if
is,
the
some Switch as
Switch.
well.
Yeah, the Switch added style switching. I
Yeah.
don't know if it added
Tail
the ability
switching.
to have all weapons.
I don't know that I haven't checked that one either. All I know is that lets you style switch.
I'm looking it up just now.
Look it up.
Um.
Google search.
Oh no, apparently it does have full weapon swap. Huh.
Ah, right.
Maybe I should download the fucking Switch port. Like,
maybe that'll change your mind.
maybe that would be my perfect version of DMC3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got style switching, Bloody Palace co-op, and the ability to carry all weapons at once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Yeah, maybe I'll get DM. Ah, that means I need to get the whole fucking collection though. You can't even just get
Yeah,
3.
you need to play DMC
Fuck.
again.
I mean, I don't have to. No one says I have to play DMC again.
I said I
I
did.
just need... That's the one game I haven't fucking revisited is DMC 1. DMC 1 is... After going to all the other ones, it's really fucking tough to come back to.
Yeah.
It feels so limited.
Well, that's the thing. It was basically the first of all the
Yeah.
games. It's
Yeah, and by
it's
comparison, like it's got there's no styles. You can't weapon switch. The combos are pretty basic overall. And it's just fucking weird to go back to and be like, oh my god, I have like no moves.
I still
Like,
think it's really, really enjoyable though. I like how
think so.
simple it is actually, because
Mm.
it's kind of more horror-ish as it was, as all
Yeah.
DMC fans will let you know it was Resident Evil 4
Yeah,
before
as
it was
the
DMC.
trivia will tell you,
Yeah,
the classic trivia. Did you know
that's our
this?
version of Vigo Mortensen or whatever his name broke his toe on Lord of the Rings. That's the fact we'll always let you know in every time you play.
That's the DMC version of that one stormtrooper in the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
Like, that's the DMC version. Do you know this game came from the development of DMC4? It's like, yes, everyone knows because everyone that talks about Devil May Cry fucking brings it up. It's like anyone that does any video, and I'm fucking guilty of it as well. Anyone that does a video about DMC1 brings up the fact that it's related to Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, that it was going to be Resident Evil 4.
Which I still find fucking insane that, like, they said, hey, we want, like, a Resident Evil game starring Leon, and fucking Hideki Kamiya just went, and then made Devil May Cry. It's like, what the
I
fuck?
suppose game development was, like, way different back then. It probably
it wasn't as,
they were like,
it wasn't as, like, tight, I guess.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
weren't
as,
constricted as much.
It was like, we need to impress the shareholders or whatever.
But the fact that they said, we need a new RE game, and that's what he came up with as, like, a concept.
Yeah.
It's like, what
Then he
the
banned
fuck?
everyone
It's
on
like,
Twitter.
then Kamiya banned everyone on Twitter.
He banned all his employees, all his co-workers.
I think that's genuinely one of my favorite fucking things about Hideki Kamiya. The fact that he's just like, I don't give a fuck, I'll ban everyone on Twitter that asks me a question.
He
like, you could be Kamiya's biggest fucking fan, but you ask him a question he's been asked before, and he'll ban you.
Yeah.
Like,
you could be his best pal, and he's like, "Yo, have you ever? What's your thought about how this gameplay feature could be improved, or how would you improve?" Banned. Stop asking stupid questions.
Yeah, banned. Stop being stupid. Like,
Google search, dumbass.
I think the replies are the even better part, where he's just like, "Stop asking stupid questions." Like.
And then it's just like a normal question. Like,
yeah, it's a question that like any fucking any
like
casual fan or any
question.
like gaming journalist would ask.
Yeah.
And he's like, stop asking stupid questions.
Like, what was your favorite part, and how did you learn from this experience of developing this game? Shut the fuck up! Stop asking stupid questions. Banned.
Stop asking stupid questions. Banned. You've been banned from the Assassin's Creed forums. Reason we. Oh, for fuck's sake! I swear, like the amount of references that are going to be just like splattered throughout this podcast.
Ugh, so many inside jokes.
Oh yeah. You ever like? I know I occasionally become conscious of it when I'm streaming. That potentially I'm just like, because obviously the inside jokes become just so ingrained as part of your humor.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
That sometimes like I'll say shit on stream, and then I'm like, oh wait, fuck. They might not know what I'm talking about
They won't know what I'm talking about.
because not every fucking person on the planet has watched Maxor's Devil May Cry 5
Yeah,
summary
yeah.
or every Russian Badger video. Like,
Or even played Devil May Cry.
yeah, exactly. Like, you just reference shit and then it's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, people might not know what that
Or know
is.
who Hideki Kamiya is, or know what
Yeah.
X
Can
is.
you imagine someone asking you who the fuck is Hideki Kamiya? And you have to explain, like, yeah, he's the developer behind Resident Evil 2, the original Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, but he's more famous for banning people on Twitter.
And then he's like, what's that? What's
What the fuck is
Resident Evil?
what the fuck is Twitter?
What
What the fuck is a Nero? Like,
No, don't spoil it. You're gonna spoil it. That's another inside joke you're gonna spoil. Don't ignore that, audience. That's an inside joke that he's just spoiled. Just
it's either
wait.
an absolute fucking spoiler, or if I post this after the video comes out, it's just like calling back.
Yeah, it might be. It might
Yeah.
be.
So potentially a spoiler, potentially not. It depends when this gets uploaded.
Depends if it's after or before.
I'll probably put it after. It just makes sense too, since we're
Yeah.
talking about it so
So
much.
good job. Good on you past me for leaving that comment.
Yay, well done. But yeah, no, it's God. I just keep wanting to come back to fucking Devil May Cry now.
All right, yeah.
Because like I don't know what it is, right? But see, you know how like PS5 had the special edition?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever fucking reason, I don't know why, they changed the box art, and so many people fucking hate it. So many people
Yeah, I know what you're
hate
talking
the
about.
special edition box art. I don't mind it. I think it's like
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
it's because it's very, I don't know. I guess it's just like I'm not a graphic designer, but I guess is it like the composition or whatever of it,
Hang on.
the way all the characters are.
If I pull the two things just down in front of me, so like the original PS4 cover is essentially what you see on the main menu. You've got Nero standing in the middle, you've got Dante to the left, and V to the right, and they're all walking away from the camera towards the Clyfoth.
Yeah, see, that's simple. I like that.
Right, like it looks cool, whatever. And then on on the special edition cover, you've got the title down at the bottom with Nero to just like the left of it, Dante behind that but bigger. In the top corner, you've got Virgil, and then in the sky behind them, you've got like the silhouette of V's face.
Yeah, his eye.
Yeah, like just his eye and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, it's a very busy cover compared to the original. Like the original has like a way better composition.
Yeah.
But like on the whole, I don't see why people are like, "Oh, special edition cover's fucking awful. It's the worst."
I guess what I like about the original is how they're all like, "Oh, come walk with us. We're going on an adventure. We need you."
Yeah.
You know, that kind of. It's like I look at that and I'm like, that makes me want to join them in their epic quest. You know, me and the boys. But
me and the boys.
Me and the boys taking in a
Clyde. Me and the boys on the way to beat the shit out of Virgil.
Me and the boys on the way to beat the shit out of motivated man.
I also just find it really funny, just like at the top of the thing, just above Virgil's head, it just says more modes unlocked, including Virgil mode.
Yeah.
Like as if it wasn't fucking obvious for him being on the cover.
Yeah.
And then just to rub it in, he's on the back of the cover.
Yes, he is.
Like it's so fucking funny. Like the original one, you've got like, you know, some gameplay from V, Nero, and Dante.
Yeah.
On the back of Special Edition, you've got one screenshot of V, one of Virgil, and then one again of Virgil but bigger.
Yeah.
It's really fucking funny, and like I know people can't see them in front of them, like while
Yeah.
listening to this podcast, but I implore you, listeners, please go look up the covers and the back covers so you can see what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do that right now. I don't care if you're on like the bus, if you're in work, whatever. Just just go look up Devil May Cry 5 cover
If
art.
you're on your deathbed or someone you know is on your deathbed,
If
just
you're on your
look
fucking
at them.
deathbed, what the fuck are you doing listening to this podcast? Like you should probably be
Um,
prioritizing other things.
well, what is there to prioritize? The end is near.
I don't fucking know if you've got like insurance to work out or you need to.
Well, I think that the last thing you're gonna be worrying about is insurance.
No, you need to make sure that like your life insurance will cover your fucking funeral. Although I guess you should technically have done that before you're on your
You should have
deathbed.
done
But
that like
like,
years before.
you don't fucking know, right? It could have been a sudden thing that like, oh, I'll get round to life insurance, like in sorting out my policy, and then they're just like, oh fuck, I'm on my deathbed now.
Yeah.
I've been hit by
Okay.
a
Fair
bus.
enough.
Like, you don't fucking know what's going on in people's lives, you bastard.
Well, I do. I know what's going on in their lives. I'm watching them all right now. I'm
You know
surveilling
exactly
them.
what's happening to them right this second.
I'm telekinetically being into their
Telekinetic?
mind. Telekinetic.
Telekinetic is lifting shit with your mind. You're thinking
Oh,
telepathic.
yeah, telepathic.
I'm telekinetically talking to you by using my mind to throw this fridge at your fucking head.
I'm, I'm, okay, listen, I'm not Charles Xavier, okay? I didn't say I was Charles Xavier.
Oh god, that was fucking perfect. I'm gonna telekinetically
Not
speak to you.
Charles Xavier. I may be stupid.
I may be dumb, but I'm certainly not stupid. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh man, yeah. On the last episode, I had a bit of a rant. Speaking of the games on my shelf,
Alright,
I had a bit of a
yeah.
fucking rant about the GameCube and how fucking
Alright, yeah.
expensive collecting games is for it.
I'd imagine because
It's
old.
fucking ridiculous. But like, if you got,
Um,
for example, if you got the same game on PS2 and GameCube, I can guarantee you the
yeah,
GameCube one's more expensive.
yeah.
I fucking hate it. As someone that has a
W-
GameCube and didn't grow up with it, so I have no games for it. Trying
Yeah,
to get games is a pain in the fucking hole.
I can imagine. I didn't grow up with it either, but I mean,
Mm,
like, it is quite a classic. It's like a
yeah.
retro, thing for rich people
Hmm.
at this point. I imagine they collect those things.
Mm,
It's like a collector's item.
yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
what are your thoughts on, speaking of GameCubes? What are your thoughts on the Ouya? What do you think of the Ouya?
Ah,
Remember the
yes. I
Ouya? You know the
remember. I
Ouya.
remember the Ouya. I wonder if the
Ouya.
audience will remember the Ouya. Hmm. It's a
That
good
was that
point,
was
actually.
2016. The Ouya.
Yeah.
Or the
Um.
GameCube of my generation.
Oh my fucking god! I dread to think that anyone grew up with a fucking Ouya.
I imagine there
Um.
might have been some people who had an Ouya.
There's probably a few actually now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Oh my god, the poor souls.
I never had an Ouya, but there you go.
No, I wasn't a Kickstarter backer for the Ouya.
Ouya.
The Ouya.
What a stupid
Um,
name. The
I know
Ouya.
what a stupid fucking name, Ouya. Saying that as if like as if any console name really makes sense. Like it's
What?
just the fact that we're also used to saying that it's an Xbox and a PlayStation.
Well, I mean,
Like we're all just used
that's
to that
fair.
compared to an Ouya.
That's a bit more cool. That's
Yeah.
a cool
Yeah, like the
Xbox,
PlayStation or the Xbox, but like Ouya.
PlayStation, the Switch.
Yeah, the Switch.
Mm.
Ouya. Yeah. God.
Um,
Fucking the Ouya.
what did she say about that thing? It was like, we need people to engage more with their TV. People need to get in front of the TV, get engaged more with their TV.
I
Like,
don't
as if
remember
that,
what the marketing is.
I don't know. It was weird.
Do
But she
you
was like,
it was such a weird fucking thing. Like that they marketed because then they were like, oh, we're gonna put like so many good games on here, and then a couple people actually did make games for it. I remember,
Yeah.
but
The
then
thing
they
is,
just
most of
completely
the
and
games,
utterly bollocksed it because the console was
yeah,
shit.
it was just like Android games, shitty Android
Uh huh.
games.
Because was it not like the least powerful fucking console or something like that? It was basically the
Something like
equivalent
that.
of. Was it not just the equivalent of basically just like a phone? Because it
Well,
was
that
tiny. Like,
it's. I think a phone is more powerful than the Ouya nowadays.
most likely, yeah.
Most phones are can
Oh my
run
god, the fucking
better than
Ouya.
an Ouya.
Um,
Ah.
Ouya. But yeah. speaking of other consoles that failed, do
Mhm.
you did you hear about the scandal to do with the Amico in television? Have you seen
What?
this? So
The what?
basically, the Amico in television,
I need to
right?
look
Which
this up.
which was a thing years ago, but then a guy called Tommy Tallarico bought Amico, and he was
Right.
like, "Oh, we're gonna make the Amico in television, and it's gonna be like a new gaming console." Um,
Huh?
and the pitch for it was basically people don't play couch multiplayer anymore. They're all about online. So what we're doing is we're making a console specifically for couch multiplayer, right?
Right.
And they launched like a Kickstarter, a GoFundMe, like they did, a bunch of different sites.
Yeah.
And they raised something like $11 million.
Ow.
And they had like people on their
Sorry.
team from like I think their marketing expert had worked at like Hasbro or something like that.
Oh,
With a lot of like their
that's
their big brands, and they had
that's not a small place. That's like a big career.
yeah, they had like
That's not
oh, did they have someone from like someone that used to work at like Microsoft was there? Like there was a lot of really big profile names in here,
yeah.
like people with a lot of industry uh
Experience, I
yeah,
guess.
a lot of industry experience and people that were like, these are good people to have on your team.
Yeah.
And it fucking
Talent.
turned out that all the videos they'd posted being like, yeah, this person's on a team, this person's on a team. It turns out that a couple of the people, including like the one from Hasbro and shit like that, and the one from Microsoft, they had fucked off and they never changed the videos. So like they
They
were
they weren't
advertising that
there
these people were
anymore.
on the team when they weren't.
They weren't.
Yeah, and then they, like I say, so
Ah.
in total across all the sites, they raised something like $11 million. To this day, the Intellivision has not released. So they
So
basically
sure you're
just
never gonna release?
and they ba-
Took the money and
it's
ran?
it's never gonna fucking release. Pretty much, they took the money and fucked off.
Wow.
Um, all they really paid for was like two massive, mostly empty offices, and that was about it.
Wow.
With the whole 11 fucking million, I'm
$1 million.
like, that is nuts.
That's insane.
Like, that's actually crazy to think about.
That's wow, I'm speechless.
I'm also
$11 million.
90% sure that's fraud, like
Y- y-
of some
I'm
description.
geez, I wonder how.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm 90% sure it's a felony level crime that they committed, and they fucking got away with it.
I'm, I'm pretty sure stealing $11 million is some felony.
Yeah, yeah, through fake
It's a
funder
little
campaigns.
crime,
The thing
just a
is, they
little
did
troll.
actually get into legal trouble for saying that people were on the team when they weren't, because they were
Yeah,
obviously lying to investors. So they did get into a bit of legal bother with that, but they didn't get into any legal bother about stealing $11 million. Somehow that was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. Because I'm pretty
that's
sure the
so odd.
company is
Yes.
still. I'm pretty sure the company's still there, but they're like.
Yeah.
They said some, legalese bullshit of like, oh, we're just gonna take some time to focus on internal problems with the company,
Yes. It's,
like, and then we'll release the product, like.
yeah.
But yeah, it was part of like a whole fucking scandal, basically.
Yeah. So, audience, if you want to make God knows how much money, start up your own fake console company call it the Ouya, and you'll be set. You'll be all set.
Do
Just
not
watch the
take
cash
Aidan's financial advice.
flow.
I certainly fucking wouldn't.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not taking your financial advice.
It's not financial. Well, I
It
guess it is,
technically
but you
is.
know,
You literally
you
started it with
know,
if you want to make a load of money. That's financial
I'm
advice right
advocating
there.
for crime.
Advocating for fucking felonies.
I'm sorry,
And
Ross. I'm ruining your
and like
podcast. I'm
fraud.
advocating fraud
Yeah, you're
on your
trying to tell the
podcast.
audience to fraud people out of millions of dollars and then fuck off with it and
YouTube,
potentially
this
get
is a
done
joke.
for like
This is a
embezzlement or
joke.
something.
Yeah, YouTube, this is a joke. It's a joke, okay?
Yeah,
YouTube,
fuck's sake.
joking.
This
Chill
is
out.
like when you started advertising fucking Death Stranding 2 at the end of one of my videos and I had to put that we
All
weren't
right.
sponsored
Yeah.
because you fucking said it and I'm like, nope, that can be taken seriously.
Put
I
that
need
as
to
a
specify
video.
that this is a joke.
But
Like,
hey, look, Death Stranding 2 is coming out now, so
you can
like,
fuck right off. You
you
can
better get playing, mister. You've got
I
some
know,
Death
I
Stranding
know.
to play.
Yeah, it's on the back catalog somewhere.
It is?
I've had it installed for months,
Oh,
but like I just
he's been telling me that he's been putting it off for years and that he'll never play it, and I've been like, you have to play it, and he's
thing is
never gotten around
the
to
only
it.
reason I'm playing it is because I wouldn't have actually bought it. The only reason I have it is because I got it free on Epic.
Oh no, should chance experience the story that is Death Stranding?
Do you not remember I played like an hour of it or something like
You
that?
didn't play
Because I'm
more
pretty
than
sure I
an
told you
hour.
about. No, I played like an hour because well, I say I played an hour. I played for 5 minutes and watched for
5
55.
minutes. Oh right, okay,
You know,
okay, fair enough. It's got long cutscenes, so
yeah. But saying that, that was before I got into the Metal Gear series, and I've watched the ending of MGS4. So
yeah.
who knows? Maybe now I'll get into Death Stranding. Maybe now's the
That'll be
time.
the next thing after DMC.
I probably won't make a video on it because I don't feel like I'd have anything
Oh,
substantial to say.
nothing substantial to say about Death Stranding,
I don't think so.
but
Kojima.
Kojima,
Yeah.
don't believe that for a second.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll record footage just in case, but I'm not holding out hope for like Death Stranding's gonna change my fucking life or anything.
It might.
It could very well do, for all I know.
Yeah. I'm interrogating Russ on his own podcast right now.
Isn't that
Why
just
have
how
you not played?
every podcast with you usually goes? It ends up you
Is it-
interrogating me.
Yeah, why haven't you done such and such? Why haven't you done this?
Why haven't you
Go
done
this.
this? Fucking assaulting me with it like mid
Yeah,
recording, and I'm
verbal
not
assault.
prepared in the
Yeah.
slightest. Because that's the thing as well.
No.
Because you don't fucking prep me for this shit. So like any stuttering that you hear in the recording, that's actually how I'm just reacting in the moment.
Oh, I don't prep. This
No,
was coming in my head.
no, I don't think you can prep for a podcast.
Oh,
Do you know, I feel
I've
like you
seen
can
some
prep.
podcasts where the guys are like, "Oh, give me some questions
I
on
can prep.
tech."
Yeah, like I can prep a general topic to start things
Yeah.
off, but like I prefer to just let conversation flow naturally. I think it comes.
Yeah.
I think it comes off a lot better in the podcast rather than me just being like, "Yes, here is what we are going to talk about, and now we shall move on to the question section." Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe if I had more of an audience that was like continuously asking questions, I would maybe put in a question segment.
That would be brilliant. So,
That would
yeah,
be cool.
that'd be amazing.
Hint, hint.
So,
Nudge, nudge.
get
Wink,
your
wink.
questions in. Wink, wink.
Yeah, throw your questions at me, and I'll probably answer them
But
on the
this is the
podcast.
only place you're ever gonna not see me in the bit.
Yeah, pretty much that too.
Like, not see me in the
Leave.
bit when I'm online.
Yeah, if I've had any guests or anything that you want questions asked to, do feel free, and I will
Yeah.
try and get them back and ask them questions.
Because if
Just
you ask me
depends who it
questions in
is.
my own channels, I'm only gonna give you bit answers.
Yeah, because you have to stay in character,
I have
otherwise the
to.
whole
It's
channel falls apart.
pretty much, yeah. very
Well,
much.
actually no, I won't say that in case you don't want that information out there.
All right.
I
Okay.
was just gonna say you stay in character, and I was gonna be like, technically you could add another letter to that,
Uh.
but I'm not gonna say anything specific.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh no, wait, have you? No, you have launched, haven't you?
What?
The the thing you told me about that you're adding, you have launched that, haven't you? In a
Oh,
short.
DK098.
Yeah, you put him in a short, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 minutes short.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Okay, so we're cool to like.
yeah, we're cool with him. He's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, cool. Yeah, so you
Yes.
you stay in characters at this
So
point now.
for any of you not aware, the third character, we've got me, Major, Ross, KRM2, and now
Oh yeah,
DK098, who is probably the most unhinged of all of them, basically.
sounds about right.
Um, yeah, I wanted we talk about Purge Troopers surprisingly a lot, so I thought I had
Mm.
a cosplay that I did of one of like I'm gonna make that character. You know what? So I whipped out my best Russian accent,
It
Eastern European accent, and
worked out quite well, actually. I thought.
yeah, I did a bit of voice modulation
Yeah,
to it afterwards. But I managed to get it to where it sounded like a stormtrooper and not like me anymore. So
yeah.
yeah, he'll be back though. He'll be
Mm.
back. Just give him some time.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, we've spoken about this quite a lot, that you can integrate like lore and characters and things like that, whereas with my format, it doesn't really work
Yeah,
because
yeah,
my format relies on it being more about me, I guess, or not about
yeah.
me, but
You're
like
you.
true to me.
Yeah,
And I do try and keep it like as close to me as possible, but of course there is like some degree of separation.
yeah, yeah.
There is to some extent still like a bit being played. It's just not
You have to
necessarily like
exaggerate
separate.
aspects of yourself, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. And like I spoke about on the last one, like how the style of video has changed.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
now it's leaning more towards like not necessarily the louder side of me, but the quieter, um,
Yeah,
the more relaxing end of the spectrum. And I think I've basically just taken the same approach for all kind of content.
yeah.
Podcast is slightly different. It's more of a chat rather than
Some chat,
the script and shit like that.
chat, but yeah,
Yeah,
chat
chat
about
about the
shit.
ouya. Um,
If you want to experience what Discord calls are like
this is
outside of
basically it.
this is it. This is it.
Except normally I'm shouting and bawling it, not being able to beat
Yeah,
Virgil.
and I'm just bullying Ross.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm a bully. I'm
Yeah,
a horrible
it's like
person.
I'll not perfect royal guard something, and you'll just fucking be like, "Why didn't you guard that?"
Again, people who probably don't play Devil May Cry probably don't know what that means.
Yeah,
Royal Guard.
I guess I could quickly explain it. So like Dante has a style where you can block attacks. But in DMC5, there's two different versions you can do. There's an imperfect block, which stops the damage, but you don't really gain much from it. It fills up your gauge a little bit, but not as much. And it takes away Devil Trigger. And
Yeah,
then if you perfect guard it, it doesn't take away Devil Trigger. It blocks the damage and it fills up the gauge, like the royal gauge, a lot faster. Um, so basically, you always want to perfect guard. But like I'll block something and it won't be a perfect guard, and Aidan will just like, why didn't you guard that?
yeah,
You didn't guard that properly. You lost some Devil Trigger. Why'd you do that? like
yeah.
as
I'm
like
just
as if I did it on
actually.
fucking purpose.
Well, see, the thing is, you put in your streams at the bottom like no backseating.
I do,
I'll
yeah.
do that anyway
Yeah,
because
you'll
I'm
you'll
so
fucking
good.
backseat regardless. Like
Yeah, so I'm all for that.
I feel like you're the only exception to that rule
Yeah,
because you just do it as a bit.
yeah. It's kind of half and half. It's a bit like I don't really care how Ross plays the game. He can
No,
play it however he wants. But
you do
it's
it
something
like
funny to like.
you do it just to get on my nerves.
Yeah,
Like when I'm
I mean,
already getting
I'll
annoyed, you're just
like sometimes I'll
it's like poking the angry bear.
It's like sometimes I'll improperly time it, so, like, after you've been attacked, I'll do it, like, 5 minutes afterwards or something like that. You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you missed that."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
it's like Virgil will like hit me or something, and I'll be lying on the floor, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I think you got hit there."
you gotta watch out. You gotta
Yeah,
run.
and the thing is, you deliver it in
Right.
like super calm fucking tone as well. You're just like, "Yeah, you should have royal guarded that."
The stupid bloody little kindness
It's like
takes themselves way too seriously.
you're basically just the my version of if anyone's seen like Half Life VR, but the AI is self aware, you're just my version of
Yeah.
Benry. Like you're just constantly like, you have your passport.
I'm
Just
I'm
like,
Henry.
yeah, you're just
Henry.
constantly over my shoulder, just like, should have royal guarded that.
I could be your angel or your devil.
I could be your devil or your angle.
I am your devil. With an E,
Oh, for fuck's
bastard.
sake. Oh god, on the topic of games that you have been there while I've been playing, should we talk about Soma?
Oh, God. No. No. Okay, so for reference, I have a full-time I
Yeah,
work.
I
Yeah.
mentioned this in the last episode that you
Yeah,
actually
so
work a full-time job.
I've got a job now because YouTube doesn't pay the bills yet, but, um,
No, it does not.
no, I would like it to, so go
Oh yeah.
subscribe. Help me get
Go
there.
subscribe to the Imperial
Um,
Academy, make him some
yeah,
cash.
help me get to YouTube. Maybe start a Patreon or membership one day. Anyway, so yeah, I had to. It was the Christmas holidays. I had
Mhm.
to go back. I was sitting in a call. Ross was like, "Hey, I'm gonna play this game I've never played before. I want to play Soma," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then
We
it's
proceeded to
it's sort of
sit
like
for the
this.
next like 7.5 hours
Oh my!
as I
I would
played it
proceed to.
in
I was
one
like,
go.
"Oh, it'll play a bit of it, and then we'll go to bed, and it'll be fine." No, he proceeded to
I
beat the
proceeded to
game
finish the
all in
fucking
one
thing.
sitting,
Yeah, in
and
like I think it was 7.5 hours according to the OBS file.
yeah. So the thing is, if you don't know anything about Soma, it's probably one of the most pressing games
Mm.
ever, which is
It's just for the reference, it's made by the same people who made Amnesia.
yeah,
It's by Frictional Games, so it definitely plays very much like an Amnesia game.
yeah.
I wouldn't say the horror's as prominent.
It's not. I wouldn't
I
say
wouldn't say
it's
it's
that
I wouldn't
scary,
no,
really.
I didn't think it was that scary.
The
Um,
monsters are unsettling, but it's not like
mhm,
it's just a bit more tense. It's a bit
yeah.
like a thriller.
And then if you're me, you don't get scared by the monsters, you just get pissed off at their presence.
Yeah, you get annoyed.
Yeah, you're just walking
So
along like, "Oh,
anyway,
will you fuck off?"
yeah, it was the Christmas holiday. It was the last day. I was like, I gotta go back to work
Oh,
now.
yeah,
And
yeah, I totally forgot that you were going back to work the next morning.
yeah, and so I was like,
Just for reference, what time do you start work?
7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning. So,
That's
it was that, and I think we were up until about, like, what was it, like, 1 or something like that, half
what
1, playing
fucking
this
one or
fucking game.
something. I don't
Yeah, it was like
know.
1 o'clock or something, so you cut it very fucking close for getting a
Yeah.
decent amount of sleep in.
Well,
Um
anyway, I didn't sleep that night. That's the thing. That game was so existential. I didn't sleep that night. I woke up the next morning. I'm like, I'm not. But I didn't woke up. I was awake
Yeah, I
all
was gonna
night,
say
and I
you're
was like,
already awake.
I don't feel tired. I feel miserable. After that existential nightmare of a game, it's just like,
It is
oh
very existential.
shit.
Like, you start asking like, the game makes you ask fucking questions like, "What
It's
does
not
it
even
mean to be
that. It's
human?"
just so bleak and
Mm.
depressing. It's like there's no happy ending. There's no
No, there isn't.
good, and it's nothing good happens.
Even, like, the good part of the ending is, like, soured by what came just before it.
Yeah,
And
I
when I say
wouldn't say
soured,
that's a good ending because you're stuck in a box for the rest of the time
I guess.
without
Like,
any you and another character.
but technically, if you right, let's get into Soma. So basically,
Okay.
like in the ending, like for those that have played the game, you'll know what we're talking about. But um, for those that don't, so you play as a guy called Simon who has some kind of brain bleed, I think it is,
Brain damage.
from a
Who
car
are you?
accident. And you go to this doctor, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna scan your brain, and we'll run it through like tons of different treatments or whatever, virtual treatments, and then whatever one works, we'll treat the real brain with it." You're like, "Oh, okay, cool." So you go for the scan, um, and then you wake up. What is it, like 100 years in the future,
Oh, a
something like
million
that?
years into the future,
I can't
something
remember.
like
You
that.
wake up at some point in the future. I think it's about 100 years, roughly.
Yeah,
Um, and you wake up and you're suddenly in. I think it's confirmed that you are in a robot body.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But for you, the travel has been like instantaneous. Like 1 second you're in the doctor's office, next minute you're in the future.
yeah,
I say
yeah,
next minute, next second you're in the future. And you have no idea how the fuck you got there. You don't know what this is, whatever.
yeah,
Um, and then like as you progress along, you get to a point in the game where they say like, oh, to go further in, you'll need like a different kind of suit. And you're like, oh, okay, like we'll just put the suit on, do whatever. No, you have to transfer your brain into the suit, like your consciousness. But the thing is,
yeah,
you need to upload like your current self, and then the way that the game talks about it is that you upload your current self, and it's not actually that your consciousness gets transferred, it's more like a copy and paste.
yeah,
So the other version of you is still alive, and you get like a
yeah.
brief glimpse of that. You hear like the other you talking, being like, "What the fuck?" Nothing, like it didn't work, nothing happened. But you're in a
Yeah,
different body. And for you, again, it's continuous.
yeah,
So it's fucking weird. And then at the end, you need to transfer. So the entire game, you're building up to putting your consciousness into what's called the Ark, and it's meant to be like a ship that will go off world. It will store yourself in it,
yeah,
and it will basically like run you in a simulated world. And it's meant to be like kind of like a Garden of Eden paradise kind of existence
yeah,
that they're all like worshipping towards, basically.
yeah,
But at the end of the game, you go, oh right, we'll put it in the Ark just in time, right before it takes off. But this time, your view doesn't switch. You stay in the old body, and you're like, what the fuck? It didn't work. And then like it's
yeah,
revealed to you that no, it did work. This is just what existence is like for you as it exists in the robot body that you reside in. Yourself
yeah,
did get uploaded to the Ark. You're just not seeing it.
yeah. You're just not there.
And
You're
that,
here.
yeah, and that fucking
Skill issue.
that ending fucking broke me. Like I sat there just completely and utterly gobsmacked
Oh no,
at that
but like
ending.
the last half of the game, so at the start of the call, we're like, oh yeah, we have other people in this call with
Yeah,
us
yeah, there's other
at the
people in the
time.
call, like we're talking, and then by about the halfway point, it's just us two left.
Us
Everyone else
two,
had
and
like
it's
gone
just like
away, gone to bed, done whatever.
dead silent, and I'm just like, why am I
Yeah,
still watching this? I've got to go to work anymore. I don't want to be depressed going into work. I'm not
yeah.
enjoying
I
my
got like
Christmas
I got like
break.
super into it to the point where like we'd been making jokes the entire time. We stopped making jokes. We
Yeah,
stopped
like if
fucking
you,
around. We stopped talking for I think about like maybe an hour, 2 hours straight.
oh, that's all
We
not
didn't
it.
utter a word
Yeah,
to one
like
another.
after like the jokes were like joking about chatting at the start of the call, and then they leave, and we were kind of still chatting a bit, and then
Hmm.
just the latter half of the game was like,
We just got completely fucking drawn in,
yeah,
like
it's, well,
to the
I
point
didn't get
where
shot, and I got brutally assaulted in my
yeah,
head
yeah,
with a
yeah. You
baseball.
got given an existential crisis.
Yeah,
Um, which weirdly enough, you weren't the one playing the game, but you seemed to get hit with it harder than I did.
it
I didn't necessarily
because I
just
have to go
move
to
on with
work
my day, but
tomorrow.
like
Because I
yeah,
have to like I'm having an existential nightmare already. That I have to go to work.
yeah. I
Like
just picture you like in work doing your job, doing whatever you do, and just in the background of your mind, you're just like, what the fuck is it to be human? Like, what are we doing in
I
this
was like.
existence?
No, I was just telling myself, like, man, there's got to be some ending better than that. Like, there's got to be some. I don't believe that Simon is truly without hope. I don't believe that that there is no other option.
Mm.
Like, I'm
But
sure
it
there's
depends what
something.
version of Simon, I guess, you're talking about.
The Simon sitting in the gun
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, the one that
Like,
you witness, like, the last moments of the game as.
yeah,
Um, I I completely I disagree. I think what was shown basically is the end. Like, that's it for Simon. I guess Simon 3 at that point.
yeah,
Like, the third Simon that you inhabit. If we count, the original that got scanned as Simon 1, and then the one you play as for
yeah.
most of the game is Simon 2. So Simon 3, yeah, he's just fucked. I genuinely believe that he's just stuck there until whatever power source was powering that suit just runs out, and he just ceases to exist at that point.
So,
But
to
again, the,
anyone
the
named
game makes you
Simon,
ask a lot of questions about, like, what does it mean to be human? Like, if you transfer your consciousness between bodies, is it still you? You
yeah,
basically fucking ship a Theseus your consciousness,
pretty much, yeah.
which, like, I think
So,
that's a really interesting concept for the game, and I fucking loved Soma. It was so good.
anyone named Simon, fuck you.
Sorry to any Simons watching.
Yeah, you know what you did. You know what you did.
you gave Aidan an existential crisis.
It's fine now. We're fine now.
Yeah, we're
That was a
fine
month
now.
ago now.
But,
Jesus,
like,
that was a
Jesus,
month
man,
ago.
the fucking next day, because I think we were in a call the next day after work, after you came back from work as well, and you were just like, "Man, I'm fucked today.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like,
I'm not with it."
work was shit today. Work was rubbish. I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
I wasn't tired when I woke up. I was like, I'm strangely not tired.
Mm.
It's just, yeah, don't play Soma if you're going to work one to one the next
Don't
morning.
play Soma if you're in a bad frame of mind.
If
Like, you
you're,
you need if you're of a depressive disposition, I fucking Jesus, I pray for you
uh,
if you're of a depressive
I
disposition.
don't even know what to play it. You were streaming it on Discord.
Yeah, I know you weren't even playing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got hit worse than I did with it because
Mm,
I just seemed to sort of move on with my day. Like, don't get me wrong, I still think about the game like a lot. I still think about it from time to time, but
yeah,
I basically treat it as like that was a really interesting experience. It made me ask some really interesting questions,
yeah.
but I'm gonna like head now. Like, I'm not gonna let it like impact my general day to day living.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know why it
unless I
impacted me so much.
particularly want to
Just
think about it
like,
and get into that mindset.
yeah.
If I'm feeling
Um,
philosophical.
oh no, it didn't make me feel philosophical. It made me depressed.
As I was like, plus there's a lot of like really interesting material on YouTube about dissecting Soma from a
Yeah,
bunch of different
watch your video
perspectives.
essays.
Yeah, go watch video essays,
Soma is
including mine.
a game about how consciousness and the mind works, and can we really upload people onto computers? Is it really you?
I can actually recommend, again, I'm plugging people like fucking crazy. I can actually recommend a particular video about Soma that I watched. It's by the YouTuber Monty Xander. It's a really fucking good video. I really like his presentation style. It's so chilled out. It's so relaxed. He
Yeah,
does great fucking videos. To be honest, I really enjoy watching them. He has a great fucking video about Soma because he comes at it from like multiple different angles. He comes at it from the idea of like looking at other people's like philosophical studies of like what is a soul. Looks at what's that called? Like the field where people talk about like cybernetic augmentations and shit like that. Is it
um,
what's it called? Is it like transhumanism or something like that? Where people talk about like replacing pieces of yourself with
I think
robotics.
that might just be it. Yeah,
I think it's transhumanism. He comes at it from that angle. Like, there's a couple different angles he comes at it from, and it's all structured very well. Um,
yeah,
and he talks about how different parts of the game emphasize each different thing that he talks about, and it's just a really well made video, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Um,
can't think of any others off the top of my head about Soma. The only other one that I can think of is like if you want to take a more negative look at Soma from like a game perspective, you can look at Joseph Anderson, I guess.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's certainly a divisive figure to recommend.
Yeah. Um, good game.
It is a really fucking good game. I highly recommend it.
0 out of 10.
Just
Would
be
not
in the
recommend.
right. I implore you, if you're gonna play it, be in the right frame of mind. Like,
Yeah. Do it on Friday when you're going for the weekend if you work. No.
yeah. And again, maybe don't do it if you're of a depressive disposition.
If you're a bit
If you
sad.
can, if you easily spiral into existential dread, maybe give it a miss, and maybe just look at someone else talk about it.
Anyway, it's just a game. It's totally not going to happen in real life. It's totally I'm not like that asteroid that's going to hit us in 2032 is gonna
Mm,
cause us all to end up. No, we'll be fine. Soma's not going to happen. I swear. I promise you. Soma
nah,
will
be
be
fine.
real. You will not end up in an underwater facility called Pathos 2 with a mad AI that will try to turn you into a monster. You'll be fine. I promise you.
I really hope we don't eat those words. I really hope those words don't come back to haunt us.
I've just doomed all of humanity.
Someone in the future will come back with like a clip from this podcast. It's been like, you bastards.
Yeah, that podcast, this podcast will be playing on the screen in that station at that exact moment. They're just,
Just you
so
won't
they'll
end
be.
up on a fucking underwater facility called Pathos 2. It's like that bastard.
To you in that station right now, I assure you nothing's gonna happen. Nothing ever happened. Nothing is gonna happen. We are gonna be fine. We're not gonna get hit by a comet or an asteroid. We're gonna be fine. We're chilling on the surface. If you're underwater, sucks to suck, I guess.
Skill issue.
Skill issue. Enjoy your existentialism. I'm going to work tomorrow and I'm going to enjoy my life. Fuck you.
And I think on that note, that's a good place to end the podcast.
Yeah.
With that ominous warning to the rest of humanity.
Actually, no. Believe in yourself. Achieve your dreams. You can do anything. Dream big, and you will achieve anything you want in life.
Are you
Mostly
quoting
anything
Shia
within
LaBeouf?
reason, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking thought so. Don't let your
You've got a
dreams be
dream.
dreams.
Yeah, if you've got a dream big. That's what I say in life. That's how you have to live. That's the
Oh
only way to
god.
live. Dream.
We're dating this
Um,
fucking podcast so much referencing that Shia LaBeouf meme.
we're just.
People will be listening to this like generations from now being like, who the fuck is Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's if this survives.
If this survives.
Yeah, if
If
this
this survives
podcast
the comet.
survives. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good point to end the podcast. Thank you very much to Aidan for joining me. It's been good having you
You're
on.
welcome. I had fun. I really enjoyed this.
I'm glad.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah, good times. And
Um.
ooh, go for it.
I guess maybe you want me to plug anything, like plug my
You can plug your channel if
socials.
you want. Go for it.
All right, cool. You can find me at the Imperial Academy or on all three platforms: YouTube, X, and TikTok. Major Thai. You can find me or Major Tia on X. You can find me there. I post um, mostly daily, as much as I can on X. I've been trying to at least. I've just started. Find me on TikTok. I put my shorts up there. You can find
Mhm.
me on YouTube. Or also link those somewhere in the description. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're listening on if you're watching this on YouTube, the link to Aidan's YouTube channel will be down in the description. You can find his other socials from there. And
If
if
you're
you're
into Star Wars,
listening,
there you go.
yeah, if you're into Star Wars, and if you're listening on Spotify, it will be in the episode's description. So just click on the episode, and you should be able to find the link to the channel
Yeah.
there, along with the link to all of my social media. Um,
hmm
again, if you're on Spotify, you'll find a link to the YouTube channel, the second channel. I believe my Instagram, which is basically inactive at this point, my
Yeah.
TikTok, which is basically the same, and my Tumblr, which is fairly active. Um, other than that, if you're watching on YouTube, go check out the socials. They're all down below and everything like that. And yeah, I will see you all in the next episode of Twat Talk. Bye bye.
Cheerio. Bye.